Hey everyone, today we're diving into a unique and incredibly beneficial approach to fitness and body care, and that is ELDOA. If you haven't heard of it, ELDOA is a French acronym which I will not even attempt, but when translated to English, it means longitudinal osteoarticular decompression stretching. ELDOA is a specialized technique aimed at decompressing specific joints in the spine to reduce pain, improve mobility, and increase overall functional movement. In this video, we'll cover the basics of ELDOA, why it's beneficial to your spine and entire body, and how you can incorporate a few simple ELDOA exercises into your routine. Let's dive in. ELDOA was created by the French osteopath Dr. Guy Voyer. His goal was to develop a method that allows people to create space in their joints, specifically the spinal joints, through precise positioning and tensioning techniques. ELDOA combines aspects of myofascial stretching, postural alignment, and deep isometric contraction to target specific points along the spine. So what's unique about ELDOA? It isn't just a typical stretch. Each ELDOA exercise is designed to target a specific spinal segment, which helps decompress the area. By doing this, you can alleviate tension, improve blood flow, and even decrease nerve pressure. Plus, ELDOA has a broader benefit for overall body alignment, and it can improve posture and joint function over time. Let's talk about why this method is so valuable. ELDOA isn't just for people with back pain. It's beneficial for anyone who wants to improve mobility, relieve joint pressure, and enhance postural strength. Here are a few key benefits. Number one, spinal decompression. Many of us have compressed spines due to sitting, poor posture, or the impact of gravity over time. ELDOA creates space between spinal segments, which can relieve pressure on the disc and reduce discomfort. Number two, improve posture and body awareness. Each ELDOA position requires a lot of focus, which makes you more aware of your posture. As you practice, you'll notice your alignment and your posture improving, both during exercise and in everyday life. Number three, pain reduction. ELDOA is especially effective for relieving neck and back pain by targeting specific segments of the spine. ELDOA reduces nerve compression and muscle tension that can feed to chronic pain. Number four, enhanced athletic performance. Many athletes use ELDOA to improve their range of motion and recover from physical demands of sport. The decompression and alignment benefits improve joint mobility and overall functional movement. Number five, preventative care. Finally, ELDOA isn't just about treating pain, it's preventative. Regular ELDOA practice can reduce your risk of injury, especially if you are someone who trains intensely or sits for long periods of time. Let's briefly touch on the science. ELDOA works by using postural tension, deep stretching, and isometric contraction to create space in specific vertebral segments. When you hold an ELDOA position, you're actively creating a push-pull effect in the spine, which gently pulls the targeted vertebra apart. This decompression allows for better hydration of the discs, which are cushions between each vertebra, and also improves blood flow and oxygen delivery to these areas. In ELDOA, each position has a specific focus, often targeting a particular joint or vertebra. So for example, you might have a movement for L5-S1 in the lumbar spine or T8-T9 in the thoracic spine. By focusing on one area at a time, ELDOA offers precise, targeted decompression for each section of the spine. Now that you know what ELDOA is and why it's beneficial, let's go through three basic ELDOA exercises that you can try. These are safe to do at home and they'll give you a great introduction to the method. Make sure you are in quiet space where you can focus on your body, breathing, and alignment. Also, this technique is even more effective if you can perform them in front of a mirror with your shirt off. Now, these are the three ELDOA that I chose for you. The first one we're gonna do is L4, L5. Now again, I would like you sitting in front of a mirror and with your shirt off if you can. Now what we wanna do is we wanna get set up, we wanna set up the footprint of the posture. That's so important. So what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you bend both your knees to 90 degrees. So when you look at your knee joints, you got a 90-degree angle, and you're just gonna let your thighs flop open. Now, if you take both of your hands and go like this, you should roughly be able to fit both of your hands in between your heels. Now from here, hold on to your shins so you don't have to work yet. Now from here, what we're gonna do is you're gonna pull your little toes up towards your nose. You're gonna gently push your knees down to the floor. I want you to feel your right and left sit bone because it's really easy to get off center on this particular posture. So make sure you're sitting in the middle. Push your tailbone into the earth, and now push the crown of your head to the ceiling. Your chin comes in, your eyes are down 5 feet in front of you. Now begin your breathing. Breathe in for 2, feel yourself get taller, breathe out for 4, and do not let yourself get shorter. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you focus 1 inch below your belly button. That's L4. Feel like you're lifting L4 up toward the crown of your head. And when you're ready, you're gonna manage your spine, and you're gonna go Spider-Man, Spider-Man, full external rotation. Spread the fingers, pull the wrist back, and from here, you're gonna come up above your head with your arms as close to your ears as you can, and you're gonna start pushing your palms to the ceiling. Now you're gonna breathe in for 2 seconds, get taller, breathe out for 4 seconds, and don't get shorter. Again, breathe in for 2 seconds, get taller, breathe out for 4 seconds, and don't get shorter. Your tallness comes microscopically. So you should feel every time you breathe in, you should feel the crown of your head, and you should feel your palms getting closer to the ceiling. Now you're gonna do that over and over for 1 minute. When the minute is up, you're gonna keep those arms strong. You're gonna grab your shins, you're gonna go even taller, and you're gonna slowly relax your spine. Now, that is very difficult. If you feel like you cannot take your hands off your shins, just work on spinal erection. Breathing in for 2 seconds, the crown of the head gets closer to the ceiling. Breathe out for 4 seconds, don't get shorter. Maybe the next time you do it, you can bring one arm off your shin, hold for 30 seconds, and then switch and do the other one for 30 seconds. Maybe then the next time, you can bring both arms in front of you and work for 30 seconds. Work for 1 minute. And then maybe in the future, you could go one arm up and one arm in front, do 30 seconds, and then switch and go with the other arm up for 30 seconds for a total of 1 minute. But the full ELDOA is when you get both arms right above your head and you work up to the ceiling, getting tall, tall, tall. Remember, when you're done, bring the arms down, grab your shins, go even taller, and slowly relax your spine. And that is the L4, L5, ELDOA. Now we're gonna move up to T6, T7, and I call this the ELDOA for the modern man, modern woman, because what happens with this is the head wants to come forward, and that just mimics the use of cell phones, computers, etc. So this ELDOA is really important and really powerful to help with your posture to bring your chest up. There's also big attachments with the pericardium of the heart, which is a sac that covers the heart. So a lot of good things can happen from this particular ELDOA. So for T6, T7, you're gonna bend your knees, you're gonna sit with your legs crossed like this. Each time you do this, what I would tell you to do is I would tell you to switch your legs around and not do it the same time every time. So cross your legs, go ahead and hold on to your shins so you don't have to work yet. Now again, feel your right and left sit bone, make sure you're sitting in the middle, push the crown of your head to the ceiling, the chin is in, your eyes are looking down 5 feet in front of you. Now what I want you to focus on is that lower cervical spine, that dowager's hump, where people get their head forward and you see a bump on the back of their neck. I want you to feel like you're pushing that backwards and pushing the crown of your head to the ceiling. Because when we go into this ELDOA, your head's gonna wanna come forward. Don't let that happen. So here we go, we're gonna push the crown of the head to the ceiling. We're gonna put our focus about 2 inches above the bottom of our shoulder blades. Ladies, put your focus about 2 inches above your bra strap and feel like you're bringing your sternum forward. Chin is in, eyes are down. When you're ready, you're gonna bring your fingertips into the prayer position, keep your palms open. You're now gonna migrate your hands above your head, bring your elbows back. Remember, don't let your head go forward. And now, when you're ready to go, you're gonna go ahead and drive your fingertips to the ceiling. You're gonna breathe in for 2 seconds, getting taller, the arms are coming closer to my head. You're gonna breathe out for 4 seconds and you're not gonna get shorter. Again, breathe in for 2 seconds, Getting even taller, breathe out for 4 seconds, don't get shorter. By the time the minute's up, you'll see that I'll literally be squeezing my head with my biceps. So keep working for 1 minute. When the minute is up, you're gonna slowly come down in front of you, and then you're gonna bring your hands in front of you, grab your shins, go even taller, and then slowly relax your spine. And that's our T6, T7 ELDOA. Now we're gonna finish with L5S1, which is kind of like the Grandmaster ELDOA. If you have a door jamb or a corner in your room to get in, it's much easier. If you don't, you're just gonna have to turn onto your side, and you're gonna have to work until you get your sit bones up against the wall. Hold yourself in against the wall, spin around until your torso is perpendicular from the wall. You're gonna get your feet about 10 to 12 inches apart, and then you're gonna go ahead and put your head down on the floor. And step number 1, eyes down. Now, in this particular ELDOA, you never wanna be in a hurry. Just go ahead and get on the floor and just let your spine melt into the floor. And a lot of you, you're gonna notice that your hamstrings are so tight that you can't get your legs straight like I am. That's okay. I want you to grab a magazine or a book. I want you to hold it right here so you have to look down. And I want you just to keep a little pressure on the back of your knees. And I promise you, eventually your legs will be straight. Now, once your back is melted into the floor, your belly's relaxed, your legs are straight, I want you to go, number 1 again, eyes down. Never let go any part of your body for another part. So we're gonna go on to part number 2, but make sure you keep your eyes down all the time. Part number 2, feel like you're pushing the crown of your head away from you. Number 3, take your kneecaps and turn them in just a little bit. And number 4, take your feet and invert them and bring your feet and your big toes down towards your nose. Now number 5, so now the back of my legs are pulling like crazy. My hamstrings are really stretching. My lower body's under tension. Now we're gonna put the upper body under tension. And how we're gonna do that is we're gonna do full external rotation, spread the fingers, pull the wrist back. I call it playing Spider-Man. And now from here, keeping the arms locked, if you can, bring your arms all the way overhead until your thumbs just barely touch the floor. If you can't get your arms that far because of a shoulder issue, let's say your left shoulder only goes to here, I want you to match your right shoulder. Everything is in symmetry. I can go all the way, so I'm gonna go all the way. Now, from here, I feel like a truck is coming to run me over, so I'm gonna push the truck away from me. And now, here's my last 2 moves. This is really important. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put my focus 2 inches below my belly button. That is L5. I now want to push my heels to the ceiling until I feel L5 come very slightly off the floor. I'm gonna push my palms, I'm gonna push my heels, and now the last thing I'm gonna do before the clock starts is I'm gonna drive L5 back down to the floor. Boom, it's down on the floor, even though I'm pushing my heels to the ceiling and I'm pushing my palms away from me. Now the clock starts for 1 minute. And during the 1 minute, I'm gonna check in with all of those points. Can I look down on the wall a little bit more? Can I push the crown of my head away from me a little bit more? Can I take my kneecaps, turn them in a tiny bit more? Can I pull my feet, my toes down to my nose a little bit more? Can I push my palms away from me a little bit more? And can I get my heels even closer to the ceiling, but without my low back coming away from the floor? Now, once the clock goes off, very importantly, relax only your arms. Now see if you can just relax your toes and then maybe just your feet. Let the knees turn out and then let the knees bend. And then relax your belly, your chest, your chin, and the last thing you let go is your eyes. And from here, hold on to your knees and roll over like a log. And then from here, you want to go onto your hands and knees and you want to stand up. You want to bring one foot in front, bring the other foot in front, and then slowly roll yourself up into a standing position and do not bend backwards. And this is how we do the L5S1 ELDOA. Here are some quick tips to get the most out of your ELDOA practice. Number 1 is consistency. ELDOA is about cumulative benefits, so try to practice a few times a week. Over time, you'll notice improved flexibility and less spinal tension. Number 2, focus on alignment. ELDOA is precise, so pay attention to form and alignment. Each position should feel active with a slight stretch, but it shouldn't be painful. Number 3, use your breath. Breathing deeply helps your muscles release and allows for more decompression in the spine. Focus on breathing out more than you breathe in. For example, breathe in for 2 seconds and breathe out for 4 seconds. This will prevent hyperventilation and allow your muscles to relax. Number 4, listen to your body. ELDOA stretches can be intense, especially if you're new to it. Ease into the movements and gradually increase the time as you get more comfortable. ELDOA is a unique approach that's beneficial for everyone, from athletes to those dealing with chronic pain and even anyone looking to improve posture and mobility. Adding a few ELDOA exercises to your weekly routine can make a noticeable difference in your spine's health and your body's alignment. I have said this many times. ELDOA is just a tool in my toolbox. However, it has been the greatest tool I have ever learned. There is not a single person on this earth that would not benefit from ELDOA. Give these movements a try and see how they feel for you. Thanks for joining me for this introduction to ELDOA. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there are specific ELDOA movements you'd like to see next. Remember, take it slow, focus on your alignment. If you want more ELDOA, H3 TV has over 20 ELDOA classes for you to follow from beginning to end. See you again soon.